So, good evening. First of all, please introduce yourself.
I am Nabih Bedewi. I am with Global Education Energy Environment. It's a non-profit organization in Washington DC.
You told me you already raced the World Solar Challenge. Can you tell us the story of your first time here?
So I was a professor at George Washington University in Washington DC, and with my students we created a project and we started building and racing solar cars in the early 1990s. We raced in the US, in Australia, in Japan. The first race here was in 1993 at the World Solar Challenge. And we had, of course, all the challenges every team that has when they come to Australia with logistics and damage to the car and many things. But it was a very good experience for the students. I did this for almost 10 years, and we had quite a few successes in the US and in Japan. Never came to Australia for the race again, but I've been involved with the World Solar Challenge a few times as an official, mainly in the capacity of helping as a judge for protests and appeals when the teams file protests. So, and now with our non-profit, we do many different kinds of events for high schools as well as universities.
And you were a university professor at that time. Do you think the university's approach to this race changed in this time? If yes, following which way?
Sure. Let me think about this. So, I think definitely the cars have changed quite a bit as technology improves. The regulations have to adjust in order to accommodate the improvement of technology. For example, solar cells. When I was building solar cars, we were allowed 8 square meters of solar cells. Today it's only 4 square meters because the energy is much higher. So you want to keep the power less, otherwise the cars go too fast. In terms of the teams, I think universities generally, I don't think it changed so much over the years. I think just the different universities treat the project differently. Some of them, the students, they do everything. They manage the project, they manage the budget, they do all the design, they work with the companies. Some of them, the professors are more involved and they run the project and the students just support. Some universities, it's young students, undergraduate students. Some of them, they graduate already and they work on it. So you see different levels, but I think universities generally have been, the way they treat it has generally been the same.